Okay, Fredcom, have a subject matter I need to discuss and a few fragrances that I want to present. Today's subject matter is definitely going to be about blind buys. Um, how to avoid, well, a few steps that I take to avoid a bad buy or a regrettable purchase, and a few of the steps that I take to, land a gem. And my batting average on them is it's pretty good, I would say. I only got a few fragrances that I would say would regret. But they're not bad though. It just I can do without them. And these are in sort of order. I know my number one is my number one. But these are I've kind of gathered. I got a lot of blind buys actually. But I do have a spending limit on my blind buys per bottle. It's about 25, at the extreme max 30. But I would say normally I'm purchasing these fragrances for 25 and below. All right. I think with one exception, but it's normally about that. And so for the first fragrance I have, my blind buy, I got this fragrance a couple of months ago. This is going to be Chic for Men by Carolina Herrera. This fragrance, as everyone knows, has been reviewed a few times. Launched in 2004. Has some pretty good notes to it. Italian bergamot, lemon, cardamom, watermelon at the top. And at the heart, suede, cinnamon, black pepper oil. And of course, at the base, we're showing Virginian cedarwood, Mysore saddlewood, tonka bean, Oriental amber, and sensual musk. So this fragrance definitely, I pick up the watermelon note. On my skin, I really don't. The longevity is there. It's a little faint for me. I'm probably getting about, as far as projection is concerned, maybe 2 hours on this one. As far as longevity, maybe 4-5 hours. With this one, I'm definitely carrying a decant, 5 ml decant, which I get online off eBay. I buy so many of these things. I'm decanting these. I'm getting these for maybe $1.50 or something like that. And I'm just waiting the time. I buy so many, I don't care about waiting on them to come 5 weeks later. So I got like 20 of those things. So I like this fragrance so much that I don't care about decanting and refreshing every 4 hours or so while I'm at work. But this is a very good fragrance. My wife loves it or likes it. I like it. So this was a blind buy. I spent about on this one. I did spend about I'll say about $35 on this one, about $35, and it worked out though, because I trust the house, Carolina Herrera. I've been wearing. I forgot the first one that had the little polka dots on. I think it was just Carolina Herrera for Men. I believe that's what it's called. Way back in the day, I love that fragrance way back. So I trust the house. I got a bunch of fragrances from the house that I really like. So this actually worked out. This was a good one. The next one I have here. Now the next one I have is more, and this is for, so I would say spring, summer. I'm wearing it now. Wintertime is definitely not strong enough. Fall, maybe. I will see. But the next fragrance is definitely a fall, wintertime fragrance. I was going to buy Pure Havane, but instead, because of Fragcom, I went ahead and purchased myself this fragrance here, Insurrection Pure 2 Wild, and I love this fragrance. This fragrance lasts about, I would say about 6 to 8 hours on me. And as far as a projection, I would get about 4 hours. This does pretty well on me. I don't really have to refresh too much on this one. I mean, I don't even have a decant for this. So this lasts. I do kind of overspray. I'm an oversprayer. I would say that I am a oversprayer. So I'll probably spray this about 5 times before I leave the house in the morning. Fresh out the shower, just take off. But yeah, definitely a fall winter fragrance. I don't really have the note breakdown for this one, but it smells just like Pure Havana. I've sampled Pure Havana, and I like this. It smells just like it. I mean, at the time, Pure Havana was really expensive, and this cost me about $20 on eBay. You know, eBay is pretty much my main source of fragrances, outside of Chanel and some of the Creeds, because those would be fake. So I go straight to the store for those. But for these, you know, $20 eBay, wonderful, wonderful value. My wife loves it. I love it. You know, incredible value. So this was a blind buy, definitely, that went right. Because I knew I liked Pure Havana. So let's see. The next one was a complete blind buy because I did not have the cologne that it is supposed to smell like. And that would be YSL La Nuit de l'Homme. And it resembles it a little bit. It's not as close as I think a lot of people would say. But it's a very nice, I love this fragrance. And this is Avant-Garde. Okay. Love this fragrance. Love the sprayer. The sprayer is wonderful. I mean, let me see if I can. I'll waste the spray here. Demonstrate this spray. Let me see if you can get a good hit. This sprayer is magnificent. I mean, look at that. I mean, this thing is nice. I love it. You know, nice bottle. Nice fragrance. I love the fragrance. I mean, at the top on this one, you got bergamot, black pepper, pink pepper, juniper. And at the heart, you got lavender, nutmeg, cardamom, beeswax, which I really pick up. And at the base, you have tobacco, benzoin, cedar, vetiver, Georgie wood, and amber. I'm definitely picking up the beeswax on this one. A little bit of the pepper, a little bit of the lavender and the nutmeg. But tobacco and beeswax is what I'm definitely picking up on this one. I really, really like this one. I think this differs from La Nuit de l'Homme. They're both, I mean, this is similar. I wouldn't say this is better or YSL is better. I think they're in their own lane because this one is definitely a good buy. I completely blind bought it. And this one I spent about, I would say about $27 on eBay. I believe 24, anywhere from 24 to $28, anywhere in that weird range. I spent on eBay. Total blind buy. Love it. My wife loves it too. Compliments. I think I got a couple compliments on this one. I haven't really worn it a lot. Really just bought it a few months back. Then the weather, of course, got hot. So right now it's more of a fall winter frag. Definitely not right now. I wouldn't wear it now in this heat, 80-degree plus weather up here in Ohio. No way. All right, so keep this moving here. The next fragrance here is supposedly a clone of a Chanel fragrance. This I bought blind, and the Chanel fragrance, I have no idea how it smells, other than everyone says it's lemon meringue cream pie type thing. And this would be Al Rehab Khaliji. This fragrance, I don't have the note breakdown for this one. But if Chanel Allure Edition Blanche smells like this, I might buy it. I don't know. But I'm satisfied with this. I even bought the oil to go with this one. You know, as my atomizer or as my little, this little 6 mil deal here. So I really, really like this fragrance. A lot of compliments. My wife loves this fragrance. In fact, she sprays it on every now and again. I would say this is kind of unisex. This was definitely unisex, I would say. Yeah, but this smells amazing. I love this fragrance. At first, I really didn't like it. I already have silver too. I used to like it better, but this is definitely kind of knocked it out the way. I love it, and I get tons of compliments on this one. And it lasts a long time. This one I would get I spray it on in the morning. I'm getting about 6 hours on this one. I have to refresh after 4, which is average. Refreshing after 4 or 5 hours, depending on what I'm doing, what situation. what I'm wearing or whatever the case. But yeah, definitely, this is an amazing blind buy, gone good scent. This is amazing. I love it. So I'm put the oil back where it belongs, up top. And for my true number one spot, my absolute favorite fragrance. Not really wearing it now, kind of out of season right now for me, because it's too sweet. But this is my absolute favorite, and this is yet another Carolina Herrera production. This is another blind buy. I had no idea how it smelled. Just went by the reviews on Fragcom, and it paid off. It was a hit. I spent about, I would say, $35 or so. I'm not sure, $38. This might have been 38. CH Men. Compliments, compliments, compliments. I don't care what anybody says about it being synthetic or too sweet or generic or the longevity. At the end of the day, are you getting the results you want to get? And that's compliments. I have gotten tons of unsolicited compliments. I don't solicit any compliments at all. I'm just too busy at work or whatever. But this fragrance is amazing. This is the newer bottle too, because it's wrapped in this metal pleather all the way around. I think the old bottles had a little ribbon right here. But this is my favorite fragrance. This is probably my favorite number one fragrance out of all 75 plus bottles that I have. This is probably my favorite, or at least top 5, I would say, easy. This was totally blind. It was love at first sniff. Let me get some of these notes. The top notes: grass, violet flower, the heart, saffron, nutmeg, and at the base we have vetiver root, jasmine, sambac, saddlewood, vanilla, cashmere, and suede. Definitely getting the sweet. The sugar is not listening to this note, but maybe that's the vanilla. But definitely, and this fragrance. When did this fragrance come out? 2009. I mean, I didn't hear of it until maybe last year, and I bought it, and I love it. So, that kind of wraps things up as far as my 5 good buys here. What I normally do, and this is a bit of the lineup here. What I normally do to avoid a bad purchase or a purchase that's you're going to regret is sample, 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 sample. If there is a fragrance out there, whether it's Thierry Mugler or even Acre Noir or whatever the case may be, that that's not in stores yet or not in stores, such as this. This is not in Macy's. Now, you might find it in one of those middle of the mall kind of third party or whatever kind of cologne counters, but this is not found in retail stores. This is not, this is not, this is not, this is not, and this is not. So these are not in Sephora. To my knowledge, this is not in where I live at. So sample. They definitely have samples of just about any fragrance. So definitely, if you like a fragrance, you see a fragrance that is reviewed and is getting a ton of praise or whatever the case may be, if it's not at your local Macy's or Saks or whatever the case may be, like a lot of the creeds is at Saks and a sample right there. But if it's not there, if it's one of those, Bond number 9, whatever, buy the sample. Waste the $3, waste the $9 sometimes, waste the $8 or whatever. At least you blow $7 on a sample or a 5 mil or whatever. And you know that you hate it. Well, at least you wasted $6 as opposed to wasting $36 or whatever, $106 of some of them Bond fragrances. Definitely do it that way. That's one way I do it. And also, kind of pinpoint what house treats you right. Carolina Herrera for me is a house that treats me right. As well as, I'm going to go ahead and get this light down. As well as, for me, Versace. I love Versace. I like Chanel. Those are houses that I can pretty much trust. And I can kind of roll the dice every now and again. But yeah, definitely sample. Sample the fragrance. Get your nose on them first, by all means. And then, it's exciting to blind buy, but as long as you're not overspending, set up price limit, be ready to take the loss. So some fragrances that I bought, like the 24 Gold, the Hype, I really didn't like that fragrance. Wore it to work and nobody liked it. I got negative feedback. So I resold that on eBay. It's just not me. It's not for me. Not my skin. So anyway, any questions or any kind of comments, go ahead. You know what to do. Leave them below. Comment, rate, subscribe, whatever the case. Ask me whatever you want to ask me. If there's anything you guys want me to review, let me know.